Lucky Lefty podcast. We hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I know I was blessed in church yesterday, bro. We're brought to you by ONORA Whiskey. It's ONORAWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, ONORAWhiskey.com. But ladies and gents, if you're going to drink, please make sure that you do it
responsibly.
Let's get it, Lefty. Lucky Lefty, the podcast, ONORA Boys, MALIK, ZAIRE, SD2 mics, brought to you by ONORA Whiskey. Does Notre Dame have their next defensive coordinator? And if so, what's that all about? We'll talk about it. Can Notre Dame do big things in recruiting without Chad? Well, I think they proved this weekend that exactly that's what they plan to do. Still have to get a guy in the spot. A shout out to the staff, Freeman, the coaches. Big time, big moves made this weekend, especially in the wide receiver room. We'll talk about it. We'll break down some film. Top 5 guys coming out of this weekend. We'll talk about it. Lucky Lefty Network, YouTube, subscribe, share, hit that like button. We respond to all comments and questions. Patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network. Players only, Lucky. Man, we got to get Oscar McBride well, bro. I don't know what, man.
Brother caught the something.
We canceled 3 shows for players only.
That brother been sick. Got to make sure he gets CMOS. You know,
he's been traveling a lot too.
Yeah,
I know they went to the state championship game in California in his district. Then I think he traveled out of the country. I want to say for a wedding. Came back and then he traveled down to. I don't think he went to Miami. I know he was in he went to Florida with Host Heroes to celebrate Lou Host's birthday, and then he went on to the national championship game in Atlanta. And I think Atlanta, it was like really cold and snowy. And I think as my brother returned home,
it's too many different variations for sure. Well, you know, in Arizona, it's 65 and feeling good every day, you know.
Bro, shut up. I hear that same talk from my baby girl, bro.
That's right.
Oh, baby, it's sun is shining.
Cold. It get cold over there at night, though.
Oh, especially at night because of the mountains. Yeah. Absolutely. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, man. Lock in, Lucky Lefty Network. We keep getting subscribers each and every day. We thank you guys so much for making LL what we are. Looking forward to relaunching everything. New t-shirts, merch, logo, everything. I'm super excited about it. February is going to be big for us. It's going to be big for us. And Notre Dame had a really big weekend, made some big moves with some big-time players. Once again, you had NFL legacy on campus, left to talk about that because he actually coaches against this young man. So we'll talk about that. And according to reports, Notre Dame has found their replacement for Al Golden, according to reports, has not been finalized as the start of the show. But Chris Ash, defensive coordinator, Ohio State, former defensive coordinator, Ohio State, former defensive coordinator at Rutgers. I don't want to dig too much into the numbers until it's official.
Right.
I don't want to dig too much into the numbers but I will say this, and then I'll let you rock, Left. It's meh.
As in not overly excited about it?
Yes, it's meh.
Yeah, it's just, I think that if you're going this direction when everybody is kind of assuming that you should take it, you are thinking a different way, it's one of those things where you can't be wrong again. You know what I mean? This is not a a place where you get it wrong. In year 4, you know, doing the unknown is kind of like you must see something we're not privy to or as excited about, especially when just how we felt about when Brian Kelly was leaving. The obvious next step that fits what we got going on was Marcus Freeman. Now, we were right about it as a fan base. The team felt good about it. Everybody was on the same page. So even though outside looking in, everybody's like, well, how are you going to trust this guy? Like, he has never been a head coach before. All the naysayers and naysaying things you can say. But in-house, everybody was on the same page. It wasn't like we had to guess and the players felt good and they could buy into it. I think Mike Mickens' hire is the same format, but it's more understood by the team, by the fans, by the program, by what his build up has been. If we're being honest, his development into being into a defensive coordinator was more rooted out and more visible and visibly seen as an effect of the team than Jared Parker ever was. Yeah. I mean, they elevated Gerard Parker, or however you say it. And we and everybody in-house, out of house, outside looking in, inside looking out, was like, how is that possible? Jared Parker's hire is no different than Schottenheimer's hire for the Cowboys, where everybody's just scratching their head like what? You had all these Dion and all these other options, and you got this guy? So this is the same line with the Chris Ash. It's not that he's not good. I've seen his resume. It's very lengthy. But as it pertains to, does it fit? We talked about fit last year. Does the quarterback fit to where we're trying to go? Not that he's not a good player. Not that Chris Ash isn't a good D coordinator, but does he understand what he's walking into in a year 4 program that we're not looking to take a step back? Does he obviously him not being there, he can't quite understand like a Mike Mickens. So with you doing this, you got to get it right. When you brought Denbrock back, that was right because Denbrock's been there. He understands where he's coming to, and he's coming off of something that's very special. The Raiders were terrible last year. so you know, I can't sit there and say he's riding on a nice horse coming in here, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, Marcus Freeman, you're making a real coaching decision. Now, before bringing in Colin Klein and doing that whole interview and all of that, and we blocked it, okay, we put it on the administration because they blocked it. Same type of recruitment process before your D coordinator. It's just, and now you got, you know, they ain't telling you no right now. You probably got the most yeses you've ever had since you've been at Notre Dame. But I still think the process has to be fitting. And, you know, if you do hire him, you know, you keep some of that semblance of having a strong defensive background where, you know, if I was Mike Mickens, okay, I guess you can, you know, say that at least he knows a little bit about defensive backs. But I just think as it pertains to what Mike Mickens has been able to do with the younger guys coming in recruitment, the development of the older guys and getting them prepared for the next round, understanding the defense, climbing up through the ranks like a Marty Biaggi in different ways, you just feel more comfortable that Mike Mickens has truthfully earned this position. Not that he is required to get it, which, you know, nobody's entitled to anything, you know, but if you had to say a person was qualified, Mike Mickens, in my mind, would be the top choice. Now, him not getting it and we bringing in this guy from the streets to do everything, I think it just adds a little variance into what we're running. How much are we changing? Do the guys buy in? Do they believe it? Because he got to be a knockout the park. This ain't like his year 1 or year 2 for Marcus Freeman where he's filling it out, trying to get some identity. He was lacking in something. He's getting better. This is you got Al Golden leaving off on a high note. You got his understudy in a sense, and Mike Mickens that's ready and thirsty for the position and has been getting offers from other schools for the position that you're outsourcing for. So it's I wonder what that conversation between Mike Mickens and Marcus Freeman is. If Marcus Freeman is giving him the good old head coaches speak, I got to do my due diligence, and I'm just trying to do the best job I can and bring all the right people. If he's gonna hit Mike Mickens with that story, Mike Mickens if I was Mike Mickens, I'd be like, come on, dude, I'm right here. I know you didn't have a choice over Jared Parker that much, but I'm right here. You can choose. Because what does it say if he doesn't choose him? That means Chris Ash has to come in here and be a superstar. If I'm Mike Mickens, because you got to convince me that I'm not deserving. Not entitled to the position. But I don't know about a better candidate. And yes, and the same thing I would say if I was Mike Mickens, I would say it to Freeman. I'd be like, Freeman, they gave you your first chance. So I don't want to hear, the lengthy experience and he's been there before and I haven't. You wasn't a head coach before and they hired you. And you got to the championship in 3 years, got a couple first rounders, then built a great team, all of that. So even in the case of him not being a defensive coordinator before, Marcus Freeman can't ride on that type of storyline. Because Marcus Freeman rode on the storyline of not being a head coach. So it too many things. If I was Mike Mickens, I would feel a way about. But I think if Marcus Freeman hits him with that good old coach speak due diligence, blah, 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 blah thing, I think it'll be bad for the relationship for Mike Mickens to stay there. Because what is the role for Mike Mickens if you hire a whole new D coordinator? What if the D coordinator doesn't really like Mike Mickens in that spot? What if he wants to do something else? I think it takes away from the ground that was made up by Mike Mickens or Coach Mickens. And he deserves the shot. College football isn't fair. And I understand that. But in terms of making the right moves for a year 4 program under Marcus Freeman, I think Mike Mickens is the better choice. Not saying Chris Ash can't do it. I just think the amount of pressure on a Chris Ash coming into a situation like this is no different than the pressure that Riley had coming in off the streets into a position where we're not we're not trying stuff out. We need this to work. This is not let's get you comfortable and we are at a high point at a defense where we've been top 5 first rounders, award winners, build a foundation over 3 years. A lot of guys are comfortable with this. And I think you lose less steam with Coach Mickens as a defensive coordinator. I think the guys buy in more with Mike Mickens as a defensive coordinator. But doing this reset process of bringing Chris Ash for what would be the reason that's over Mike Mickens? That would be my question. Like, I get his resume is good and all this and that, but for what your team needs in year 4, what is he providing that's greater to or better than what Mike Mickens has shown you? Now, it's different if he ain't show you nothing. He done showed you a couple first rounders. He done showed you taking on greater responsibility of the whole defensive secondary. He done showed you the process of recruiting. He done showed you that he can develop the players that are about to be first round and the players that you don't know about that became first round in the season. He's managed a great secondary unit for them to all be productive. I don't know which one is lacking. He even got Talek a pick 6. And he's from Wyoming. So everything that Mike Mickens can say he's done to deserve it, I have no pushback over. I can't even argue with the brother if he's like, I need to be here or I can leave. Because that's the thing. He's getting other offers, other places. Good little paying jobs. Defensive coordinator in other spots. So, Marcus Freeman don't have to explain nothing to nobody if he don't want to. But I think if he wants to keep that continuity and that train rolling, Mike Mickens is just that no-brainer pick for me. And I really believe that Mike Mickens, he's prepared for the moment. You think if he had an interview for the defense coordinator job, he's not going to have the whole layout of what he wants to do? He's been thinking of this for a minute. So it ain't like he's just going to look unprepared for the moment. He all the way knew probably before Al Golden left. Al Golden probably brought him into his office one day, after one of our great wins. Al Golden was like, well, I'm getting some calls and you've been my understudy in a sense, and everything you touching is going well. So if I'm out, I would want you to be that next guy. I mean, I'm sure they've had conversations like that. I don't think this is a place where Marcus Freeman needs to be playing poker face or a super objective guy where he's just like, oh, I gotta, instill your team. So
your impersonation of Marcus Freeman is actually funny. That's
well, he gonna put on that. He gonna put on that podium voice.
That's Goog Marcus Freeman.
I just feel like he'll try to. I don't want him to pull it out on not on Mike Mickens. You pull it out on one of these other coaches. Don't pull out I'm giving you the whole Notre Dame, due diligence. I gotta interview these guys, and don't do that. Don't do that to our guy. He's from Dayton. Don't do a guy from Dayton and you from Dayton like that. That's all I'm saying. I believe in nepotism, please. I'm hoping I get the GM job off of nepotism in some way. I ain't saying, it don't got to be a DEI. It could be nepotism, no. It don't got to be DEI. I feel like I have the merit to be in that position and a little bit of nepotism. Come on, my alumni. So in saying that, I don't see how Mike Mickens isn't the most qualified for the position and where the program is right now. With all these losses that we're taking in such a short amount of time, this would be a bigger blow if we go a different direction, only because I think Mike Mickens' response to us not getting him is walking out the door. I don't know how he stays. Because what is Marcus Freeman going to say to get the man to stay? He's like, well, you elevated me from corners to the total secondary. I've given you an award winner. I've given you a first rounder. I've retained guys, not let guys leave, and train and develop guys. And you telling me I've done all that and I'm not ready or I'm not the best for the position? I just find it hard for him not to be like, you know what? Rutgers does sound pretty good. Tulane does sound pretty good. I can eat some beignets on a nice little contract calling play. You know what I'm saying? It's going to look enticing the more we're giving him. Because all I would say if I'm Mike Mickens, I'm like, wait a minute, what y'all do to Jerry Parker? I don't even know why we looking for. The list should be short. The list should be short. I don't even know why you look down the hallway to get the last guy. So you shouldn't even be entertaining nobody out the building if that's what we doing. So I don't know. I think I was surprised to hear that he was a strong candidate. And then I looked at his resume. I'm like, okay, it's long, but you coming from the Raiders. What were they defending last year? So, but he is a lead guy. We have success with lead guys coming down to college at Notre Dame and doing well and leaving right after. So you got to think about that. I think Mike Mickens is more committed to the program than just dipping for, the next paying job. This guy is coming from the NFL, no different than Golden, no different than Matt LaFleur. And we've seen how those guys are. They're not great recruiters because they're football guys, which is cool. But you're getting a recruiter in Mike Mickens as well that can elevate his own status in front of these recruits. It can elevate his status in front of these recruits, right? Oh, I was the DB coach. Then I became the secondary coach. Now I'm the D coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just fall in line with me, you're just going to elevate. You're going to develop. And I can show you the proof. This guy, Chris Ash, is coming here and being like, oh, well, coming from the Raiders, shoot, if we was any better, I probably wouldn't be here. I mean, let's be honest. So, I don't know. I think it's a harder sell for a guy like Chris Ash to come into this position. Not that he's not qualified, not that he can't do the job, but he has to be a home run hit for Marcus Freeman. It can't even be no slow progress, or because Mike Mickens has the excuse in a sense. Okay, you you working your way into it, but the kids buy in, they playing hard, you still developing. We'll fix the kinks because this is supposed to be an offensive-led team next year anyway.
Al Golden got a chance to fix his kinks.
Double safety blitz that end up biting us in the last game of the season. But still, I think it's important that, these moves that are being made have some convincing evidence behind it. And Marcus Freeman has a bunch of stuff going around him, you know what I'm saying? So what's his counsel look like? Is Chris Ash using Notre Dame to elevate himself to a higher NFL position? Because that's what a lot of coaches do. But I think any more waiting on pulling the trigger on Mike Mickens, with him being as hot as he is, I'm sure, on the coaches market and coming from Notre Dame, that's a game I don't want to play for too long.
Lucky podcast. So I don't really think I need to add anything to that. I think I covered all aspects of it. I don't.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about this the whole day.
If indeed it becomes official, according to reports, it's close. And like I said, it's
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not enough to be like, wow, okay, we got.
And in saying that, as I say, does that let us know that this is really Marcus Freeman's defense? This is really his system? Some other stuff out there that I won't report. It's out there, but I won't regurgitate it here. That, supposedly it's a whatever type situation, But I just think right now, somebody asked in the chat, thank you for the super chats. Peony 35, impressive how Notre Dame can get to the championship game without a passing attack and a pass rush with so many injuries. Absolutely agree with you. Thank you for the super chat. But here's Rocket 25. Are you guys worried about Mickens leaving? Mike Mickens is going to leave at some point. Because in my opinion, he's just that good of a coach. He's going to get an opportunity to be a defensive coordinator, or he's going to get an opportunity to be a head coach somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. It's like stopping him right now when he's probably thinking, I want to be a head coach in the next 2-3 years. Defensive coordinator is right on time for where he's supposed to be in his next role as a football coach, in my opinion. And, football is a result-based business. And I think his results, very black and white, and they should speak for themselves. I think that for him to get the rigmarole like he's getting, and the runaround, and the non-clear.
I'm not going to say he's getting the runaround, because I don't know the thinking process. I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
If it is, whatever the thinking process, whatever contributors to the thought process of Marcus Freeman. Someone in the chat said, when do we worry about trusting? I don't know if that was the direct question or, the quote. How do you not trust Marcus Freeman? Tell me the hire that was all his that didn't work out. Chancey Stuckey wasn't all his, right? Tommy Reese wasn't even all his.
Hell, he wasn't even in the position to hire when Tommy Reese got hired.
He might not be perfect, but I think his success rate, when it's his guy and his vision for whatever position. James Laurinaitis was working with the linebackers. He goes and does the same thing with Ohio State, Their linebackers look pretty good. He was at Notre Dame first. You know. He goes to get Max Bullock. Max Bullock is looking pretty good. Right? Al Washington will find out some things. When he's coached at defensive line, the job he did with the injuries this year, you tip your cap as a coach.
You tip your cap.
If you want to talk about some recruiting things, we can have that conversation another day. Mike Brown, let me tell you something. For me, it's not about whether or not Mike Brown proved that he could get top talent to take visits and seriously consider Notre Dame in a short span with the top receivers he got to visit Notre Dame with officials. Mike Brown has to close now. That's it. He just has to close. He has to prove that he can close. Malachi Fields that's a big get in the portal. That's different than Bo Collins, in my opinion. That's an upgrade.
It's an upgrade.
So, I think Marcus Freeman has earned the right for the fan base to trust his decision. I didn't have a problem necessarily with Al Golden when he was hired. Right?
Right. I mean, he was coming off the Super Bowl.
You have been watching him with the Bengals, and you thought very well of Al Golden.
I mean, Al Golden did it right. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to get as hot as you can. He got the Bengals to the freaking Super Bowl and get the next gig. Build it up, get to the national championship. I mean, it just makes sense. Al Golden, if you had to paint a picture of how to elevate without obstacles, that's how you elevate without obstacles. Go to the Super Bowl, you're going to get hired anywhere you want. Go to the national championship, you're going to get hired anywhere you want. Mike Mickens technically went to the national championship, holding it down for a whole defensive unit group. He should get what he wants. Because somebody's going to throw the offer out there. And you made a good point. With it being so clear-cut in a lot of people's minds and it not being something that was decided a lot earlier, how maybe it isn't Marcus Freeman's total decision, and it hasn't changed since the Colin Klein debacle.
That wasn't Colin Klein you're talking about. Well, Colin Klein declined. Unintended.
Yeah, I forgot. He
thought Texas A&M was a better spot.
Wait, what Marcus Freeman say? What did he say? Oh, he just we brought him to the hockey game. We did all that stuff, and he just said, "Oh, never mind." What was it? It was something like real simple. Oh, I just, It
was petty. I know what you're talking about. It was petty. It was petty when he was.
Oh, okay. He did all that recruiting. He just said, "I'm good." Okay, I'm gonna just go back to wherever. So, okay, that's fine. But this will hurt, in my opinion, more so the team's the team's mojo through comfortability. They've been riding with Marcus Freeman. I mean, Mike Mickens this whole time.
Once again, if it's his defense, then what does it really change?
Right. If this is still Marcus Freeman's base defense, but that makes it even crazier.
Left. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I could be defensive coordinator next year. In theory. I'm not being
in theory, right. Like me and you could have played quarterback last year.
And what I mean by that, it doesn't take a rocket science a defensive coordinator to know, well, God darn, I got a pretty good defensive backfield. I'm playing man-to-man the majority of the time. That's base. I know that. That's foundational.
Playing man
that's foundational right there. Right? That's foundational. Guess what? I'm playing man-to-man a vast majority of the time because I got some dudes that can do it. I got a darn good nickel coming from Alabama. Got a darn good safety coming next to a Don Shute.
Virginia, you got it.
Dude, got stock of young safeties.
Kenny Urlacher.
T. Johnson, who was injured, backing up. Free Thomas coming in.
Yeah.
We get freshmen ready to play on the outside field and balance. Like, dude, I got dudes on the back end, and I got a majority of my dudes coming back at linebacker. Yeah.
But it goes back to the same thing, though. It's like, okay, that's even worse. Even worse, because now you're saying that the guy coming in somehow knows more than the system that Mike Mickens has been in there for 3 years building up.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's not Marcus Freeman's team. I hope when he bring this guy in, this guy is bringing something totally different that we haven't seen, because what is he bringing if we've already got this thing rolling, and then you put him above? That's like giving Riley a captaincy when he just got to school. Where did he earn it at? That's how I would feel if I'm Mike Mickens. But the bigger thing that I think is, how are you going to sell recruiting, Chris Ash? What's the recruiting point that you're coming in riding on, that you got guys in the transfer portal and guys in high school football that are top 5 stars and 4 stars? They're going to be like, well, what are you doing? Like, what are you bringing? Why would I want to come play under Chris Ash?
Well, this is something else as well. The benefit you get, right? Because we're going to get to this when we go to the break. As soon as we're done with this, we'll go to break and then come back, and we'll talk about something we learned yesterday and get to some of these recruits. But there is something to the NFL. Dude, if you think Al Golden was in his bag, just literally pay attention to the best defensive coordinators week to week. Like, watch Aaron Glenn and what he was able to do with like a mash unit with the Lions, bro. Like the packages, the looks. Man, I'll mention it now, bro. Let me tell you something. Ryan Clark broke down that last blitz by the Chiefs, bro, to like the details, bro. Like the defensive backs on the other side of the field sold it so well, because Josh is trying to get a look. And he's like, yo, watch how they purposely back up. Watch their hand signals that usually mean combo combination. It will switch off man to man. And here comes the blitz from the other side and this zone behind it. He was like, dude, they messed with Josh Allen's mind in so many ways, bro. So many ways. And he was like, that is high-level NFL defensive court. It's not just, man.
Well, Steve Spagnuolo is the first defense coordinator to win 3 Super Bowls.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying Chris Ash is Spags. If he was, then man, this is gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Like the Chiefs literally have the best offensive mind in the game right now, who has just won over 300 games. Yeah. And then on the other side on defense, you got the best defensive coordinator who's won 3 Super Bowls as a D coordinator, and 2 of them are against Tom Brady. What are the Chiefs talking about? What are y'all gonna do with the Chiefs? I got all my money on the Chiefs. What do we? And then you got Pat Mahomes, who just makes it look so. He's 7 for 7 on drives.
Say that stat. Because I want to get back. No, wait. I want to get back to what we're talking about.
Good grief.
So we'll get to that coming up in a minute. So my point is, this is not just, we're blitzing in the A gap without nuance, without being able to hide. See, that's the difference between college and NFL, bro. Like NFL, they hiding it to the very last moment, and everybody is locked in to hiding it. It's not just the guy that's blitzing that's trying to fool the quarterback. It's everyone in the secondary. That is the next level stuff that I think in some way, form, or fashion, Al Golden brought, that I would like to see it possibly improve even more. I would like to see the linebackers hide things a little bit better. Right?
And they should be. Another year of experience. Drake Bowen's already a great mentalist out there. I'm sure he can do some things differently, because I think we need to hide a little bit more against Ohio State. I think we were just too straight up with them, and they were, ready for it. So If he can come in and bring that NFL twist and turn to what our defense looks like, and he can build on top of it, great. I just think that the space in which college football exists, recruiting is a huge thing. And I feel like the recruiting will be stronger with Mike Mickens as a D coordinator than as a secondary coach because of what he's already built in the inroads of guys that Chris Ash doesn't know about yet and guys he does know about. You know what I'm saying? And you remember Mike Mickens and Marcus Freeman was traveling on the plane everywhere together. So they know what the landscape looks like and the things that we're trying to do. So I think that, if that's why I said this, if you do hire the Chris Ash dude, he has to be a knockout of the park for it to make sense. This is not like, oh, you go from the number 2 defense in the country and you drop the 50 and then you say, oh, it's his first year. That's not going to be acceptable under which how close we were to winning it, but also just from the in-house perspective of you already elevated a guy in-house that nobody thought he was going to be the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
We believe he should be the guy stepping in, just like how we felt about Marcus Freeman. But now you saying it's somehow a better option. That's what just is confusing. But I know it's something that's the team is going to respond or react to in some way.
Yeah. So just some thoughts, about the report out there that Chris Ash is a serious candidate, possibly close to being hired as the next defensive coordinator to replace Al Golden at Notre Dame. What it means and what it could possibly mean for other candidates like Mike Mickens, who's currently on the staff as a secondary coach.
Have they even interviewed him? Have they said that they interviewed, or they just?
I don't know, bro. You hear a bunch of stuff, but it's like until it's.
I mean, they literally said Chris Ash. That's a guy we're looking forward to interviewing and all this other. I haven't seen that press on Mike Mickens. We just been speaking on it like, oh, that's obvious. That's an obvious choice. Boom. But
that should be a conversation that is easy to have. You don't even have to make that public.
Okay. Then that makes sense. Yeah.
Appreciate you, Rocket 25. Another one from my guy Pilney. Thank you for the super chat. All in for Mike Mickens for DC. Keep it in the family and Dayton's best. And keep the juice and the secret sauce on the team. Responding to the coaches, Mickens would be the best secret sauce to all the defensive mojo. I said it, love. If I had to lose somebody, I'd rather lose Al Golden than to lose Mike Mickens.
And to lose both of them is terrible. Like, it's terrible.
I don't think they would lose both of them, but still. Pilney 35 again. Keep the Dayton pipeline going. Need to keep Ohio and keep recruiting it hard as well. They got they got some kid from St. Xavier, bro.
Yeah, I believe it. GCL, one of the best conferences in the league in high school football.
He was on campus this weekend. We're going to talk about that coming up shortly. I see the Rock 25, Joshua Nip left pretty much answered you guys' GTB questions. I'll throw them up on the screen about Mike Mickens and the possibility of him leaving, or would you stick around? You left, you covered it all.
Man, this is
I don't, I think that Knowles stuff was like a smoke screen, honestly. I think
but Knowles really left, right? Knowles really left.
He went to Penn State. Yeah, Allen went to Clemson, and then he went to Penn State. For you to win a national championship somewhere and want to get out of there.
But what does that say, though?
I think that says a lot about the head coach.
But if we won, I think Al Golden's still leaving. That's why I'm like, what is,
That's different.
Al Golden wasn't staying.
That's different, bro.
See, look. That's different. I think Al Golden was gone regardless. If it wasn't the Bengals, it was Penn State.
Just a college dude, though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you saying he wouldn't have left for another college job, even though Penn State was high on the list.
Is there really much difference between college, Penn State and Columbus? I don't know. I haven't spent that much time in Columbus. I think Columbus is a burgeoning. I know it's a burgeoning city and it's getting bigger.
Okay, yeah, he's like from that area or something. He probably grew up a Penn State fan.
Penn State fan is probably a dream job. All right.
Fair, whatever. He must have saw that Abdul Carter was like, man, I need to get
that. Fair.
He said, they got guys like Abdul Carter. I need to go over there, get some pass rush.
I'm sorry. If Franklin think that's the move to get them over the top, not with Drew Allen.
Yeah. Not with Drew Allen.
That wide receiver.
Yeah, but if y'all get that running game going, y'all can get far. You know what I'm saying? You can get far with that running game. But Drew Allen, he gonna have to really prove something.
Yeah.
Because if not, man, they same position.
Continue to throw in your GTP and your super chats. We'll get to them when we come back. Man, if yesterday didn't show us another reason why we ended up losing the national championship game, and then we'll get to some of these bright, future, talented players that could be future Fighting Irish. Lucky Lefty Podcast. You already know we spin it different.
What's up, family? The merch shop is finally here. Lucky Lefty Network merch shop. We got it all. From the shirts to the hoodies to the hats to the nitty gritties. Come here right now. Shop with us. Come get the swag because you know, if anything else, we spin it different. You see the gritty. You see how we get down. It's elite.
Lucky Lefty Podcast. MALIK, ZAIRE, SHAUN, Davis, the ONORA boards. We're back. Spent the majority of the first 45 minutes of the show talking about the report that Chris Ave may be the next defensive coordinator for the Fighting Irish to replace Al Golden. We touched on the domino effect, how it would impact other coaches, other positions, and we sit and wait to see how things play out. Lucky Lefty Network, subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Leave your comments, questions. We respond to all. Don't forget patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network. Players Only Podcast. Lucky Legends Podcast. Tap in. Hey, Will, man. 2 weeks away from this hitting New Orleans. Hey.
Oh, you think
he can have Grambling and Southern on the field, both bands? Yeah.
He bringing SZA out though, so what are we gonna get out of that? A bunch of singing?
No, that's the B96 crowd. no, because SZA is the cross. Hey, she has crossed over.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
That's very wise, bro. That's very wise. Right.
That also speaks to what Drake was saying, though.
What's that?
That SZA keeping him pumped up. Without SZA, what is Kendrick on the road for real?
He can say what he want to say. Now, when it comes to serious the last two battles, he's 0 for 2. That's all I know.
Oh my goodness,
he's 0 for 2.
You said he lost versus Pusha T too.
Stay over there in Australia, my brother. Stay over there in Australia. Good luck to you.
That's crazy.
You told me a very interesting stat.
Yes.
I think it speaks volumes, Left. Go drop that stat, man. It was crazy when you said it.
So they took a statistic. They said out of the 125 game-winning drives, meaning going in to score and to win the game in the last possession of the game, they were talking about the playoff quarterbacks and their success rate. So overall, it's around 40% successful that teams usually get the offensive conversion to win the game. So they start breaking down quarterbacks. They said Tom Brady is 5 for 11 on game-winning drives to go and score. Drew Brees is like 48% or something like that. The only quarterback that has done this successfully 100% of the time is Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is 7 for 7 on game-winning drives with the team going down to score or to win the game by a one-score game. 7 for 7 when it matters. The other GOAT, Tom Brady's 5 for 11. So for Pat Mahomes to be 7 for 7 in his young career, he could play for another 10. Look, literally, he's only 29. He's my age. He could play another 10 years. He has already surpassed. It's now 4 of those, by the way, are on Josh Allen. So I just got to make that.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it to drop.
And conversely, Josh Allen is the only quarterback in history to lose to the same guy 4 times. And it's just garbage, man. Just garbage. Get him off. Get him out of here. I don't want to hear no more rivalry. Don't show me no more Peyton Manning, Tom Brady graphics of the game. Don't even put the game late night. Don't put the game late night. You should have played the Eagles in Washington late night. Put that game in the daytime. Because we know when it comes down to winning when it matters, Josh cannot do it. Still hasn't won nothing. And he's still 6 or 7 or 8 on my top 10.
And y'all got to stop this officiating help.
7 or 8.
Y'all got to stop this officiating help stuff, bro.
Officiating help?
Stop. You can go, dude, if I go back and watch the film on both sides, I can find holding calls.
Oh, you talking about them complaining about the Chiefs?
Dude, Benford knocked the ball away from Hollywood Brown on a deep pass and literally was holding his right arm down so he couldn't put it up to catch the ball. And it wasn't called. Like, stop. And I have defended Josh Allen against left consistently. The man had the ball down 3 with 3 minutes left and 3 timeouts and didn't get it done. Period. That's it.
That's it. And that's all. I don't know how much I want to see. That's my thing.
Stop. Just stop. It's so weak, man. It's just weak. Bryce hit the same stuff about the Bulls. They get all the calls. No, they make the plays.
Josh Allen is literally Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez and Josh Allen are no different.
That's a little disrespectful, though.
They get to AFC championships with top 5 defenses. Wait a minute. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
I can't let you do it. No.
Why not? They both went to the AFC championship back-to-back years and lost in the first round. Back-to-back years with top 5 defenses.
Come on, man.
I don't see the difference. Man. I don't see it.
Stop it.
At least Jalen Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls. Brock Purdy has been to 2 Super Bowls. So let's talk about top 5. Let's solidify top 5 then.
And then stop talking about, you can't even compare Dalton Kincaid's catch to Mark Andrews last week. It's not even close.
They both should have caught it.
Watch the all-22. Kincaid literally, if he had thrown the ball out in front, he was wide open. He had to stop, redirect.
He had to reach back. He had to dive backwards. That's hard to do. I don't care what nobody says. It's hard
to do. Stop making excuses for this dude, man. Then for me, that's now to the point, like, stop, man, because last year, it was like, oh, Chris Jones pushed his center back in front of him. That's why he couldn't complete the pass to the stop.
You only give this many excuses to a guy that doesn't have any accomplishments.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say, oh, well, at least he got some MVPs. He doesn't. Or at least he's been to the Super Bowl. He hasn't. At least he's won us. He hasn't done that either. So that's why you have to rely on the shoulda, couldas, and he woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, did this, if this, all these things took place. But the truth of the matter is you can't hang your hat on an accomplishment that Josh has had other than losing when it matters. That's just the truth. Lamar has MVPs, multiple, while Josh Allen was in the league at the same time. So it ain't like Lamar won and then Josh came into the league.
First of all, look, as far as I'm concerned, him and Lamar in the same boat.
What boat?
What's the goal? Wait a minute. Why did we play the game? Why did we play the game?
to win championships.
Then neither one of them have a title, dude. So you can stop. You can stop. We can sit up here and debate. Was Charles Barkley better than Patrick Ewing?
There's levels to things.
Answer, was Charles Barkley better than Patrick Ewing?
I don't know. That's debatable.
It's fair to say he was.
It's debatable.
Was Karl Malone better than Charles Barkley?
No, I'm sorry. Karl Malone was better. Yeah.
It doesn't matter because I'm gonna get to my point either way. My point is, it doesn't matter who you think is better. None of them are winning because of these two. They all in the same boat.
No, they're not. They're not. Lamar has won MVP over Josh.
Dude, see,
that means something.
Goal. You just said the goal was winning championships.
Then we should never talk about quarterbacks other than Pat.
I don't. You do. You try to specify who's better. Or this dude is better than him. And Lamar has this.
Lamar does.
They all in the same boat to me. They all in the same boat. Joe Burrow is the only one that can get out the boat and say, I beat that dude in the AFC.
That's true.
And he still doesn't have a championship.
And he still
dude.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You sit up here and debate Lamar's better for this reason. Josh is better for this reason. Josh has a better defense. Lamar has a better defense. But he doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. None of them have gotten it done. Neither one of them. So y'all can have
that's unfair. That's unfair, Sean.
You can debate. You in the chat, y'all can debate that. All I know is that every year, literally, not lying, not making this up, every year, Patrick Mahomes books an Airbnb near the stadium where the Super Bowl is being played.
You heard what they said. You heard what they said.
You know how boss that is? Wait a minute. You know how boss that is? You know how boss that is?
Yeah.
To book an Airbnb every year.
You heard what he said. He was like, man, the announcer guy was like, that just takes me back to when you and Travis was talking about three-peat last year. Y'all was talking about three-peat last year. He said, yeah, we was talking about it. We just
That's devious,
and hold on, tell me real quick. How disrespectful. How disrespectful for Patrick Mahomes to be up there and celebrating his moment. And these fools talk about, what'd you talk to Josh about? Who cares what he talked to Josh about? Who cares? If I was Pat Mahomes, I'd be like, he lost.
It was a moment, bro.
Lost.
Get the 50-yard.
Oh, no. You don't ask me that in my shining moment. I'm about to go to Super Bowl. He said, what'd you say that loser on the way out? Nothing. He lost.
They not call him a loser, bro.
He lost.
Call him a loser. Stop.
If I was Pat, I would have been like, man, listen, I have played this man 4 times. Why y'all asking me questions? He ain't won. He ain't won.
Pat should have said, man, you tired of me whooping you yet?
Yeah, like
you give up? You want to tap out yet?
I love how he finished. He said, man, I'm ready to go to New Orleans. Man, I ain't talking about this man in Buffalo. I'm ready to go to New Orleans. That's why he said, he's good. Yeah, it was off. He's a good team, but I'm ready to go to New Orleans. What are you talking about? Why would you ask me that in the shining moment of us celebrating the championship? You asked me what I said to a guy I just beat 4 times in a row. What are we talking about? How disrespectful. That's why I'm like, stop with the Josh adulation like he's doing something. He's no different than Justin Herbert. Come on, man. It's just Justin Herbert with longer hair.
Yo, it is. I'm glad you mentioned that stat to me, Lef, because it speaks to why I thought Notre Dame had a chance offensively in the national championship game. Because I feel like Notre Dame and Mike Denbrock are building or trying to build a system to where it's not focused on 1 or 2 guys. And literally week to week, based upon what you need, Jordan Faison can make a play or be the guy. Jaden Greathouse can be the guy. Jadarian Price can be the guy. Jeremiah Love can be the guy. Here comes Aeneas Williams when we need him the most. I think that's the type of offense he's really trying to build. And that speaks to what Kansas City consistently does. They lose Tyreek Hill and everybody thought it was over. They lost that dominant receiver and everybody thought it was over. They thought 87 is diminishing. It's over. They thought he has the worst wide receiving core with the most drops in the NFL, and they still get it done. They lose their all-pro rookie to a knee injury. Uh-oh. Here comes Hollywood Brown. Uh-oh. Here comes Juju. What, dude? Where's Juju been all year? The dude averaged 30 yards per reception yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he was making plays.
You know what I'm saying? Xavier Worthy. Remember early in the year when your boy,
going crazy.
The Bengals said he can't run routes. All he could do was run a straight line.
They was picking on 5. 5 had a long day.
Absolutely.
5 had a long.
Absolutely.
They went one side against 5, and then the next play came on the other side against 5.
So I say that to say that is the type of football that can work, but you have to have a dude at quarterback.
Oh, yeah. You got to have a dude.
Because there were man, look, I watched the film again. Chris Mitchell should have had minimum 4 to 5 catches in the first half. Minimum. So I'm all for, this is why I am excited, even though we have inexperienced starters competing for the quarterback job. What Mike Denbrock has and is trying to build offensively, I'm excited about it, Left. Watching Kansas City do what they do and being able week to week, opponent to opponent attack. I think Notre Dame really can shock a lot of people next year offensively, dude. Because there's really no one you can just focus on week to week. And they might not have Malik Neighbors. But they just have guys that can just kill you, that can just get hot and take over games or take over halves or take over series.
But that's
beneficial, but you have to have a dude.
Yes, I'm saying you only find out,
bro.
You
gotta have a dude at quarterback.
Because honestly, a quarterback can make those receivers look even better. We might have a first round guy in that receiver room right now with a quarterback to unlock it. If the quarterback don't unlock it, you got, like you said, we have no one receiver. We have no X factor that we know of that we can just say every game teams are having a concerted effort of stopping him from balling out. There's nobody over there like that. And it may be a guy in there right now that we have. That's what the mind-bending thing is, because they're all good players. You're just like, man, if he just had enough targets, could he be a one receiver? Could he? We don't give enough targets to receivers to even find out, which is why, and you can't make it any more clear, having a bona fide guy, a distributor of the football, a guy that can just make it look possible. If we're speaking on Josh Allen real quick, Josh Allen made his receiver core look good. When has Mac Hollins ever been good outside of Buffalo? Hell, when's the last time you remember Mac Hollins since North Carolina?
I'm interested. I'm reading this Formula One. I'm interested. It made me think about something. Because, I'm a Bulls fan, bro. I heard the same crap. The Bulls, they cheat for the Bulls. I'm sure Patriot fans heard the same thing. The Patriots are cheats, right? Michigan fans, Michigan cheated. Ohio State cheated. They went and bought a title, NIL. Is there any, real question, is there any champion that you respect? Because the Golden State Warriors, they cheated too. They cheated because they went and got
they respect Georgia.
The Miami Heat cheated because they went and got the big three. Dude, stop. We just, as a society, we just hate on winners, bro. We just find a way we will pick anything to hate on winning, bro. I promise you, if Notre Dame wins the national championship, it's going to be a ton of people, man. They cheating, man. They're not in the conference. Dude, you already know.
Yeah, they can't hit us. They can't hit us with the conference.
Just don't like winners. They have to find something to knock winners off the pedestal, bro.
See, I like Ad 3. I feel like I'm with Ad 3. If it's my team, it's legit. We won fair and square, straight up. If it's anybody else, y'all cheated because there's no way we lost. It's just no way.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
a real fan.
If you're a Chiefs fan yesterday, you don't care.
You don't care? Hell
And
no.
they're going the other way. That call had been made for the Bills. You don't care as a Bills fan. You don't care how you won. You don't care if the ref swallowed their whistle when the Bulls were doing double three-peats. I don't care. Them trophies over there on the Madison Avenue, you feel me?
Oh, okay.
Six are on display on Madison Avenue. You can go.
Yeah, but they ain't been back in a while, so they kind of dusty.
Chicago,
they kind of dusty. They kind of dusty. They got to.
You know what? They dusty, but they still shine. They still shine. That's all I'm saying. They still shine, baby, and you can't take them away. That's why cats can say 1988 all you want to. Yeah, but we got a bunch of them. Yeah, it's a bunch of them before that. You can talk about 1988 all you want to. We got a bunch of them before that.
We got the most. We got like 11 or something championships all time.
Yeah, man. We got to stop that, man. Just stop, man. Just enjoy, man. It's not, dude. We taking still shots, putting them out on social media. Oh my God. Like, man. All right. Okay. And somebody in the chat said that was the worst call ever. I would take you back to the Rams and New Orleans Saints in the NFC Championship game in overtime with the obvious pass interference that was missed. Come on, man. Like, we get in the moment, bro, and sometimes we say things. But for me, watching them, they went to Hollywood Brown early, got him off. Then they ran the ball, got Kareem Hunt off.
Oh, he was eating.
Then they went to Xavier Worthy, right?
Early.
A lot. 87 yesterday. They were like, we're gonna say
he had a couple catches. He had a couple.
That's for the Super Bowl. You know, he's gonna get loose in the Super Bowl. We're gonna save him for the Super Bowl.
Because every time he runs routes, he's just open. Like we're
gonna save him for the Super Bowl. Right?
That just is like whenever I need something.
Then we get to the second half. All right, let's Juju. Come on, man.
Yeah, Juju. Just like where's Juju coming from? 30 yards.
Hey, we need a 2-point conversion. Hey, Watson. Come on, man. I love that, man. I see that in the future for Notre Dame's offense next year.
Look, they in the game with P. Ryan on a nice running back. P. Ryan, where was P. Ryan the whole game?
In the game.
I needed him for one catch. He got at the last play.
No. Even before that, the first down before that, they hadn't thrown the ball to Pacheco
all game. I was mad about my parlays because he didn't get. He was supposed to. I had him for 25 rushing receiving. He didn't get. He had like 23 yards on one. Oh man, that's what I'm saying. Pass special. And when you put him with an Andy Reid, it don't matter who you got. Because the play call last night to end the game, there was nothing Buffalo could have did.
I would love to see that type of stuff with our running backs, bro.
Now that play I have on my high school team. That play I have on my high school team. It works every time. Because you got a running back going through the line, backside. If you're playing man, you have to run through track. And we're bringing two guys running drags. You have no chance.
First of all, if you bring them off, because in that man, it's a switch off.
It's a switch off.
They have no chance. Has to see it, and they have no chance.
You're not seeing that. You're not seeing that. No,
man.
Not for no. Like you haven't run nothing like that all game, and then you bust it. You have no chance. So it's like that's play calling mixed with guys being too good and being in championship DNA. Like those guys executed that like it was just practice. Like, oh, let's end this game real quick, get him out of here. Like, come on. Josh Allen could never. I know that.
Get that, man. If you get that ball to Jeremiah Love out in space.
And just think of the fact that, like, Patrick Mahomes every day in practice is going against a Steve Spag. I'm like,
that man, look.
He's not getting harder looks than practice. The best quarterback isn't getting harder looks than practice.
Watching their offense got me excited about the potential of the Notre Dame offense. Forget that we don't have a guy.
Forget that.
Bunch of dudes that can make plays.
It's just we just need a quarterback. We got the team. We've had the team, honestly, for like the last when did Kevin Austin play? 2020?
That was Jack Cohn's year, Kevin Austin.
That's what I'm saying. Now that year, after that year, moving forward, we always had the team. We had the guys to do it. We had first round potential and we had talent to get downfield and all that. But the quarterback position has kept it under wraps.
And it's improving.
But it's improving.
Every year, literally every year.
Well, this year it didn't improve. It did not improve this year.
He was better.
DuPont had a way better year throwing the football.
I'm talking about as a just period.
Oh, yeah. It's getting better every year.
And he's better than Drew Pine. I think we saw Drew Pine in Missouri. He cost you $100. So you should be mad at him forever. Rocky 25.
He's still gonna accept my request on Cash App because that was unacceptable, Drew.
Regarding AG's game plan for Ohio State, should Coach Marcus Freeman have vetoed it, or do you not? If you're a head coach who delegates,
Al Golden's playing for Ohio State.
Go ahead.
And I think another stat they said that are causes to winning are if you miss seven or more tackles. We missed 7 or more tackles in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like we're just doing pure numbers and objectivity. If you miss more than 7 tackles or you break more than 7 tackles, you're like 99% chance of winning. That's just through the data. And all I remember is watching missed tackles and or open or blowing wide open. It's like, we didn't come.
It was a literally a perfect storm of bad preparation, bad execution, bad play call.
Yeah.
Literally all 3 just were not at the elite level.
It was just throw it away. Like if they get 200 yards passing and running, what do you mean? Like you're not winning the game. It's just.
Are you concerned with the O-line depth with 3 transfers, or are we good?
It's Notre Dame. I wouldn't worry about offensive line. Now I do worry about.
That's the last room I worry about in Notre Dame.
That's what I worry about. But the continuity of why those guys left and what is still in the room and how those guys respond to that is interesting to watch in the spring. How do they rally around that situation? How do they move on? And how do you move on knowing that the guy that was the reason they left is still there? Like what? How do you trust that situation? Which I still think is an issue that Marcus Freeman should address in some capacity. Maybe you add another offensive line coach or something in the mix because
they got GAs, they got old line GAs.
Yeah, but
Hunter was pretty much the coach for the backups before he.
Who, Bivin?
Yeah.
Oh, but still, it's like the stain still exists. Like they didn't,
Look, I say this all the time. I don't. And last line, the last position room I worry about, they self-police. No other room at Notre Dame polices themselves better than the Notre Dame offensive line. Yeah, they almost don't even need a coach. They do need a coach, but it's like
they almost don't need a coach. You're absolutely right. They're that self-sufficient. They're that self-sufficient.
In the next couple of weeks, Zach Martin will be down there. The OGs will be coming in like, hey.
Just to train or whatever. Like, they'd be down there.
Let's talk about this. Yeah, dude. They do it every spring. Every spring. If you play in that O-line, you're accountable to that O-line. And I love it. I love the way they move. They are truly a herd. They are a herd. If you see one, here come the rest. They're not by themselves. Lucky Lefty podcast. So yeah, that's for me. Yesterday got me excited. That's what I wanted to point out to the fan base. It wasn't. That's why I tell people relax. Let us get to the point. Let us get to the point. We brought the Chiefs up to say how they operated yesterday. By the way, it was the first time they scored over 30 points all year.
Well, when
they do what they need to do. Yeah, they do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? And for me, Notre Dame is never going to have this upper echelon roster just filled with 5 stars, bro. They're going to have to be a program that can find multiple ways to win games. They have to. That's who they're going to have to be, bro. And that's why I watched that game yesterday and say to myself, that's the offense that Notre Dame can be. If one of our young guys can be, they don't even have to be 15. I just need you to be good. I just need you to be good.
If you just need to be good, then what did we have? If you needed to be good, then what did we have? Yeah, so I do think it's just going to take a lot, man. It's going to take a lot for, I think, with the transition in the coaching, the transition of how players are naturally moving in and out of teams and it being a totally new team going into next year, some things that have got to be a foundation got to stay there, right? Still got to have a running game, still got to have the O-line be who they are just to have a chance, right? The quarterback is the opportunity to elevate where we were from last year. The receiver room getting activated is dependent on the quarterback being elevated from last year. Man. So, Marcus Freeman, in my mind, I hope he has that in focus. Like his decision on the quarterback is the same timeline like it should have been last year, and that's after the spring. And that's because knowing that the quarterback has to be in command moving forward, knowing that 50% of the offense has to be through the air, you have to balance that because that's literally what stopped us from winning a championship. We wasn't balanced. And that was always an issue. It's just we were the two best teams in college football.
Yeah.
That's why we could have never gotten to that opportunity where we were forced like we were in the championship game because nobody else could force us to throw the ball to win. So unfortunately, we ran against the one team that through the game put us in a position where we had to throw the ball to win. And I knew it was over. It was over early. I stopped taking Instagrams at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I got Rock 25 said, guys, what I was referring to was what said post game regarding do what you do best, man to man versus Christian Ray playing off man when it's not what he does well. If you go down swinging. So that play, we showed the actual all 22 view from behind on the play. It was a perfect. That one play is a microcosm of what I just said, Lev. It's a perfect storm of bad preparation, bad play call, and bad execution. Period. There's no reason to have. Why are you all out cover zero blitzing? Why?
I mean, that was, in my opinion, that was a desperate call because they were just.
And if you're going to blitz it, if you're going to have everybody blitzing, put KBA as the outside blitzer instead of Drake Bowen. That's not his strength. He's better blitzing up the middle where you had Jack Kaiser blitzing. It's like, dude, it was just bad planning, bad play call. It was just, everything was just bad. It was just bad. It was just bad. And how do you not take away their best player? Just take him away off the bat. Like, we got two dudes on him. Don't even look over here. Look somewhere else. So you can be who you are and still take away their number one option. Make them be, or make the quarterback be great. That's what good teams do to Kansas City. We're taking 87 away. You have to beat us with everybody else. And Patrick Mahomes is good enough to beat you with everybody else. But you have to we're taking him away. If you can beat us with everybody else, fine. They didn't do that. And you can be yourself and still do that. That was my issue with that last play call and just with the overall game plan for the game. I was just like, we didn't do anything or do our players justice in that game. And like you said, 7 missed tackles. The players didn't execute. They didn't play like they've been playing all year.
I mean, Junkins was just stiff arming dudes, and and it was rare because we haven't seen that all year. So it was just a bad combination of not being fully prepared, and I think a lot of it, like you said, you watched all 22 and you're like, dude, we should have had many more opportunities and not lose by 11.
By the way, I went and researched because people act. See, this is why you realize that Christian Gray was targeted 6 times before the Jeremiah. Targeted 6 times. I forget who put this stat out. That might have been on the message board over at IB. He was targeted 6 times before the last play to Jeremiah Smith, and he gave up 2 receptions. But I swear, people would act like, oh, God, he was getting burned all night. Like, dude, stop.
Don't be a prisoner of one play. That literally is. First of all, we should have hit home.
They would play. Him and Littlemore will play 60 snaps, and this dude will literally give up 2 to 3 plays a game, and people will act like he is. What's your boy number 24? They used to always be there, but never made the play.
Nick Coleman.
Nick Coleman.
Nick Coleman, number 24. Nick Coleman. Nick Coleman was, listen, Nick Coleman was a phenomenon. He was a phenomenon. I've never seen a guy be so good, yet continuously be there, but be so far. I'll never forget Jamison Crowder. I'm talking about with Duke versus Daniel Dimes or whatever.
Yeah.
And Nick is sticking him. I'm talking about hit the hip. And just every time, like, where's the spatial awareness? To just hit the ball. It's just, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe it was that game or whatever, but he's not that. Christian Gray will have you try him enough, you're gonna pay for it. Nick Coleman never made you pay for it. But you'll coach him and be like, dude, you did everything from a coaching standpoint, right? Just finish the play. Don't do anything like that though.
Somebody in the chat said Christian. The kid that Elam. That was Elam that came in, right?
Oh, Elam was getting.
Yeah, you're talking about Elam was like Christian Gray. Like,
no. First of all, Elam was getting. I'm talking about picked. Patrick Mahomes was like, y'all playing man, we're 5 at. Like it was so bad. Tony Romo it was crazy. I was narrating the game at home, and Tony Romo was saying everything after I was saying. Oh, they picking on 5. What Tony Romo say? Oh, yeah, they going after him. Yeah. Because it was just consecutive. It was like, okay, we're going to go left. Okay, we're going to go right. Oh, you're going to blitz us? Where's 5 at? And he was just, remember the one drag across the field? 5 was like all the way 5-10 yards behind him. Just bad. Christian Gray is the toughest matchup because as good as you think that you got it over there, when it matters, you can lose it that fast. He can be running for a touchdown the other way. That's how good Christian Gray is. And next year, I doubt people are going to try his side. Let's be honest.
This is the same, but I told you, boy, it's the same fan base that said the same thing about Cam Hart. Oh, he's always getting burned. A year later, oh my God,
Cam Hart was hurt. Cam Hart was hurt. He was hurt.
And Christian Gray was hurt.
What are we talking about? Cam Hart literally couldn't run.
And Christian Gray didn't say a word.
Yeah.
He didn't say a word. He returned the next week after missing the Louisville game because another defensive back got hurt and they needed him to play. But I'm going to let it ride, man. I'm going to let it ride. He was playing at an elite level before he got injured. And he dropped off a little bit after that. But people don't want context. They just want to make blanket statements.
They ain't keeping it real, man.
Like he's like number 5 in Buffalo. Man, come on. Stop, man. Stop.
Number 5 from Buffalo, Lord Jesus.
Stop, man. Dude. Lucky Lefty podcast. Mike Brown put in work this weekend. This was a fantastic recruiting weekend, Left.
Okay.
Notre Dame made considerable moves. with a lot of talented players. 4 stars for all of you star gazers out there.
All the star people?
Yes. 4 stars. They made great moves and great strides with 4 stars. I want to start with one left. All I need was 2 clips, bro. That's all I needed.
There's 2 clips?
I cut his film on, and I was like, yep, okay. We can move on to the next kid. He was on campus. He posted a picture. Notre Dame did a fabulous job because, you know, the meeting room, right? You know, the meeting room they have, you know, the headrests. They had the names of all the kids that came in on the headrests of the first 2 rows of the meeting room. Notre Dame.
Smooth.
Yeah, that was smooth. That was smooth. And this kid right here posted that this morning on his X page. And it's none other than 6'1", 190-pound wide receiver Connor Salmon from Woodgrove High School in Purcellville, Virginia. Let me tell you something, bro. Look here, bro. Let me talk about him first let me talk about him first.
Talk about him.
Hey, man. He is legit 6'1", 190, bro.
Oh, okay.
Solid kid.
Yeah,
like 190 rocked up, though. Not 190 like needs to hit the weights when he gets there.
He's coming in ready to play.
Solid. Yes. There you go. Solid 190. Like, okay, this dude is, you know, he might be one of the ones. And I love it, love. I really do. And we're going to check out his film in a minute. But I'm trying to bring it up. Make sure I can share this correctly. All right, here we go. Connor Salmon. This is from his junior season, love. When I tell you easy speed, love.
Yeah. Easy speed. You know, it's easy speed when they don't change how they look running and they still separating.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. Must get.
It's like guys can't get a hand on it because he's just, and it's not even like the move thing. It's just I'm just running past you. Like you're like kicking up gears, and I'm still staying consistent. And he's is he part of the community or no?
No. I like the way you said that. No.
I didn't know
No, he's Lad McConkey, like, bro.
Yeah. Well, this is one of them ones now. I was fooled by the strip tape on the arms, and then I had to look a little.
The easy speed fooled you for
the speed. I had to look a little close. Yeah, I mean, this is on brand now. He got breakaway speed. He's not playing when he's out there. He's out there running. And they give him end rounds. That's not Jaden Thomas.
No.
You see what I'm saying? That's an upgrade from a Jaden Thomas, and he's not a phase on either because he get after it.
Bro.
Yeah.
This kid might be like 4'3". Like legit.
Yeah. I mean, he's
look at that. Dog, that's easy.
Yeah. You got to get him the football. Plays inside, plays outside.
Plays field boundary. We've seen him at boundary. We've seen him at field.
Screen guy. The speed is noticeable. So, you know, you're going to go a long way like that. If this is what we picked up, I'm excited. It's static.
I bet you Mike Denbrock saw this and was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Hey, what do you think about him, Coach Denbrock? 2 words.
Hell yes. Yeah, we're not messing that one up. See, that's the type of I can go with that. You know what I'm saying? I can go with that.
And that young man, very high on Notre Dame. Very high.
Oh, he's high. Okay.
Yeah, he's very high on Notre Dame. He has a lot of offers now. Everybody's coming after him.
Well, you know,
Mike Brown.
I think with him, we might be able to snag that guy. Did he have baby pics with Notre Dame jerseys on? Because we
that I do not know.
That's what we got to investigate. That's our main.
I'm sure his mother loves us.
Oh, for sure. That's not even. She can Zoom in and fall in love with the program. She ain't got to come. Just get on Zoom. Cause good grief, we gonna nail that. We just need to make sure he loves his mom. Is he pretty close with his mom? Because if he loves his mama, then that's halfway there. We halfway there. He gonna listen to
half the battle.
Half the battle.
That's like what they say. That was G.I. Joe's mantra. No one is half the battle.
No one is half the battle.
It's half the battle. So that's kind of Salmon. Great visit. Spoke highly about the visit. Like I said, he's been posting on social media. Loved everything about it. The phrase, he's a Notre Dame kid. He's a Notre Dame guy. It kind of fits. It does. It kind of fits, bro.
Okay, we can say yeah.
It kind of fits.
Fits. Yep.
Yeah. I would worry about, in my opinion, I think I heard somebody else say this. Because I was checking out, what other sites were saying about him. The reason I say he's a Notre Dame fit is because a lot of people feel like he's a Clemson fit as well. And usually, but no, that usually goes a long way to faith. Like when you see kids,
that's yeah,
love Clemson and also love Notre Dame, more than likely, faith is a very strong part of their life because that's at the core of both of those programs because of the school and the head coaches. So. He's from the DMV, bro. Notre Dame is doing a good job in that DMV area in the 26th class. I don't know. He's not Will Shipley 2.0. Will Shipley made some big plays for the Eagles yesterday. Will
Shipley was decent at Clemson. He was okay.
He's a running back though, wasn't he? Wasn't a wide receiver?
Yeah, he was running back. Yeah, he ran out of gas last night.
Yeah, he did. You're right. I was like, is the NFL field longer or something?
Oh man, he started protecting the ball because he knew he wasn't making it. He started, oh shoot, they catching me.
That gorilla jumped on his back like.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. But yeah, I guess I think this is a great pickup for us. And if we do end up getting, but we're on the right track of recruiting the guys that's going to turn the tide and make the difference. When you're thinking about who's the X factor we're going into the game that we can depend on to make this play, and that's he falls in line with how Aeneas Williams gave us that feeling of okay, he can do a lot if he gets the chance, right?
I agree with that, love. So let's go to another wide receiver, Braden Robinson. Red Oak High School, Red Oak, Texas. 5'9", 165 pounds. Runs a 4.35 time electronically. Not a big speedy receiver. Notre Dame in this class is targeting speed. They're targeting speed. I love that. But I also want some football players, bro. I don't just want speed. Connor Salmon is a football player. He's a football player. Braden Robinson, I want to see him. I want to see some more film. We're about to show his junior film. But I want to see some more film in his senior year because I think he'll probably improve. And let's check him out. You see right there, 79 catches for 14.08 this year. In the state of Texas, that's pretty good. This is what I love. We need him on punt return, Left. This is yes.
If we recruit him solely for punt return, I'm with that.
Yes.
I'm with that. Because you talk about we need D lineman, a punt return specialist. That's top 3 needs going into next year. If he can do this, I don't care if he take another snap. Just return them kick because I can't see. Lord have mercy. 37 return, no more kicks for us. This is how you transition out of it being one of those grandfathered positions by walk-ons. Let's turn this into another piece of what we're building on the special team unit, where we got the aggressiveness on punt block. We got that down. We'll frighten you with a punt block. But this is the guy that we get for punt returns.
You know what I liked about him? Running 4.35. Xavier Worthy is fast, but he's not shifty.
Right.
This kid is shifty.
I don't care if he plays a down on offense.
You know
what I'm saying about that? We got guys for that. We need a guy that's gonna catch that punt, make one move or two, and we out of there. That's how he gets Notre Dame better, and Notre Dame will be better if we get this kid. All this receiver stuff, you too short for me. I don't want to see you catching the rock a bunch of times. But that punt, we got something.
I think we're gonna have to sell him on more than punt to get him to come to Notre Dame.
We're gonna try, but golly, that would, if you doing that, you all right with me, dog.
Once again, Mike Brown did an incredible job with Braden Robinson. He spoke highly about the visit. Super excited to possibly get back during the spring and then make it official over the summer. Texas schools on this kid: SMU, Texas A&M, other SEC schools, Big Ten schools. So I think Colorado was in on him as well, if I'm not mistaken, with an offer. He definitely fits Colorado on what they like to do.
Yeah. But they don't have Julian, unless they roll him out first day.
They got Caden Salter too, right? They went and got Caden Salter.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Liberty's quarterback. They're going to be all right. I'm a big fan of Caden Salter. That's right.
Yeah.
Man, you're right. Yeah, they did get Caden Salter. Yeah. Okay, they might be something. They might be something.
No, they're not gonna leave Juju out there like that. They're not gonna throw him out there.
Not the first year.
Right.
Not the first year.
Yeah. So fantastic.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Deion not gonna leave. You getting two quarterbacks in there, you ain't going nowhere, dude. You're not going nowhere, because how you getting them? You definitely couldn't get both of them if you talking about leaving. So
he definitely wasn't leaving for the Cowboys. I can tell you that.
You know what happened? I think he unscared them a little bit because they didn't want to pay him. That's what it was. He done got them boys scared over there. It was like, all right, I ain't going, but I think about it, and
So the next kid we're gonna watch, Kadon Finley, fantastic young man, not as fast as Connor Salmon, but not as fast, definitely as Braden Robinson. But he is a playmaker, man. Great receiver in one of the toughest divisions, Aledo High School, Aledo, Texas. 10-time state champion down there. Like I said, one of the toughest divisions. Last year as a junior, he put up 55 receptions for over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Man, this kid can get it done left. And when he's doing it against the best, we know you might not respect the state of Texas, as much as you respect other states. Your bias comes through when it comes to Texas kids.
Oh my gosh, it does.
It does. Just be honest,
bro.
What
bias? What bias? Lord Jesus, man.
Sometimes you shade the Texas kids a little bit. He's great with the yak, bro. He's great with the yards after catch. He really is. Not as explosive as Connor Salmon and Braden Robinson, but he's still really good. And I love the way he catches the ball. Sure-handed, catches the ball with his hands, not the body, to be at his size. He's 6'2", 195, bigger receiver, physical blocker like you see right there. And he's just a playmaker, love.
See, I've been weary of the more solid guys in high school because they turn into big dudes like Jayden Thomas. So if he can stay on the thinner side of things, because you only get bigger as you keep playing, you only get bigger as you keep playing. So if you 6'2", almost 200 right now, you're gonna be 6'2", 230 by the time you're your senior year looking like Jay Thompson. So, I mean, if he can keep his weight, he'll be all right. If he can keep his weight, but you're gonna get bigger as you play. So yeah, this all looks fast now, but by your junior year, you're gonna be looking like a tight end. All things considered. So it's something to play with, but I do like his abilities, from a run after catch standpoint. He's a big receiver like Greathouse.
Mm-hmm.
Great
ball skills, great run out the catch skills. And yes, I forgot to mention that as well. He is NFL legacy. He is former Green Bay and Texas tight end, Green Bay Packer tight end, Jermichael Finley.
Oh, this is his son?
This is his son, yeah.
Okay, well, if that's the case, he's going to be all right. You got Jermichael Finley as your dad. We're good with NFL legacies. It should be a right-at-home pick for us because we're number ones in moms and number ones in legacy players. So
NFL dads. He wasn't the only. We had 2 NFL legacy wide receivers on campus.
Okay. I like this kid.
You like that? You saw that? Yeah, that's the clip that I love right there. That was the clip
that was it. That sold me right there. Okay, you good with me. You do that? Okay, he come on.
I told you, he's a playmaker.
Yeah. See, that's what we need, a guy that can play.
Mm-hmm.
We just need a guy that can play. That's why Jordan Faison's so successful. We watch his tape, it's probably nothing, whatever, but he can play football. So, we can appreciate that.
I think I can go back. I think they want us to go back to that play where he mossed that guy. Let me see if I can do that for you guys. I think the overlay is keeping us from hitting that. Let me go ahead and hit that.
That was good right there, too. I missed that one.
Stop it for a second and go back. I think this would be the play right here. Yep. I'm good. Well, I'm good at timing.
That was good right there.
I'm good at timing, bro. I do this. That's ESPN studio work, bro.
Yeah, you watch a lot of film. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, that's what you put at the front of your tape. What we doing?
Right. Don't say that.
Yeah, because I almost clicked off. You know what I'm saying? You almost got clicked off on your best play. Don't do that.
Once again, Caden Finley, Aledo, Texas, Aledo High School, is a fantastic kid. Absolutely fantastic kid. I like him, man. I would put him second. I need him.
We need speed first.
Connor Salmon is a must. I need Connor Salmon.
I just think we need speed first.
I need Connor Salmon. I need him. Caden Finley, I need him as well.
I need him because he'll figure it out and get better being a legacy guy. I just have the faith in legacy guys.
Yeah.
So he'll be right on brand and fit right in and be a good player for us if we get Finley. I need the speed though right now. Like that, I agree with you. That first priority, get a guy that can run past everybody. That's a good starting point, And then the special teams kid will be my third. Just get him at special team. I call him a special team kid. Don't even put him in offense. Put him in special team. Let him wear the position out. Because that was too much of a nail biter for me. And the guy, what's the kid's name? 37's name? I always mess his name up.
Max Hurley.
He did a good job of securing punts. He was
dependable. He had one that hit those face mask.
Yeah, but from catching the punt, I don't have a problem with you. But we need more. And maybe, he'll counter by saying we always were trying to block it. We never set up returns like that. And maybe some of that's true. But if we're trying to block it more than we're trying to actually return it for a touchdown, something is telling me that we don't have the star power to want to think that every time. Like, look at Pittsburgh this year. Pittsburgh special teams unit was lit. They believed in their guy, right? Hell, Kansas City's special teams yesterday almost got him a touchdown.
Oh, they do something every week. It's a block field goal, block punt.
Yeah, they got that. They're the top 5 in block field goals. Yeah,
opening kickoff against the Texans is every week. Dave told he was the special team. No, guess who was Devin Hester's special teams coach?
That guy, probably.
Guy.
Yeah. Of course. Because they just happen to have the best defensive coordinator, the best offensive guy,
and then Hall of Famers, right?
Yeah, the Hall of Fame special teams. Okay. Then you throw the best quarterback over there with a tight end that just go. He's not going to impress you with a bunch of numbers, but when the game's on the line, the tight end is just going to make plays. Kelsey's just there, like. And then you got Kareem Hunt and Pacheco, 2 guys that are like Marion Barber Jr. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. I mean, the Eagles' defense is tough, but them boys, Kansas City finds ways to win. They'll win a game 7-10, then turn around, win a game 32-29. It's whatever. I don't rep them anymore as my favorite team because they're good now. I liked them when they was 8-8, losing to Peyton Manning and Arrowhead. I liked them when they was doing that. They was 8-8, Trent Green, Priest Holmes. We losing back-to-back playoff years to Peyton Manning. Yeah, that was my favorite team, Kansas City team.
Why was that your favorite, bro?
Because they had all the legends. Yeah, Dante Hall, Tamba Ali, Priest Holmes, Eric Johnson. We had dudes.
Okay.
Now they nice and they glorify. We got too many bandwagoners. So I stick to my other team, Jacksonville, because we're gonna be right. We're gonna be.
You killing me with my team, Jacksonville.
That's
my team, Jacksonville. This guy.
Wait, hold on. We went to the AFC Championship though in 2017.
We're using we now.
I'm just saying. We went to the AFC Championship, and just like the Browns have never been to the Super Bowl. We've never been, but we've been the same amount of times to the AFC Championship in the last 20 years. We're right on brand. You know what I'm saying? We just got to deal with C.J. Stroud every year.
The next one, linebacker.
Woo.
Simeon Caldwell. Old school. Jacksonville, Florida. That was a perfect segue.
Look, that our timing, our podcast timing is elite.
Kid can do everything, love.
Oh, okay. There we go. We want mean guys. How much he weigh?
Let me get you the measurements.
Yeah, if he weighing under that 240,
No, he's not. Why would he be 240 in high school as a linebacker safety, love? What are you trying to make this kid, man?
Oh, I thought he was playing like a rush in or something like that.
No, he's a linebacker. Ranked 100th nationally. Florida, Colorado, Florida State.
I just like the fact that he's just like a wily athlete. Like he's
6'3", 195.
That's solid. That's solid coming in because you'll get to like 230, 225 by the end of it.
Great in space. Sure tackler. Athletic.
I like that he's long.
Head. Yes.
Yeah.
Can cover.
And that's the best part. He does the after stuff.
He looks bigger than 195, bro.
Any kid that does the after stuff in high school for me has got my grade of approval. Because that means you having fun. You know, you doing a little bit more than just running back to the huddle. That means you're proud of your game. You're confident in your game. You make a good play. You're doing the strap or you're doing something, celebrating or something. Because it shows that you're not a boring athlete. You're not a boring player. I hate to hand the ball to the ref guys. Those are the worst players. It just so happened Barry Sanders made it famous, but those are the worst.
Saquon.
The worst. That's when they're going to lose the Super Bowl. You're a hand the ball to the ref kind of guy. That's why you're going to lose. Like, I won't even watch it again. You're going to lose off of that.
Man, the first touchdown yesterday was probably the worst exhibition of defense. It was literally.
Oh my God! The one he ran for 60 yards.
3 defensive players were on the ground, literally on the ground.
Break. They gave him the Patrick Mahomes rule because Patrick does the same thing. He'll start running around. And he's slow. Like, get him. Like, what are y'all?
He's not slow, man. Come on, man.
Patrick Mahomes runs like a.
Oh, no, Pat. I thought you were saying Saquon is slow.
Oh, no. Saquon. Oh, hell no. But they must be afraid he's gonna get jumped over. I mean, what kind of effort on tackling is that?
That dude pulled it and took it out from 13.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, pull him down. Good grief. Okay, he's sweet. I get all that, but come on, man. Like the touchdown where Dalvin Cook's brother reached over the line. Why are you not wrapping up? You just put oh man, watching it how they tackle in the league, it don't make no sense, man.
Man, this kid Simeon Caldwell. It's not. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering, like, man, and dude, the first 2 clips were enough. There's nothing else to say. Kid can do everything. He is very similar to Jadon Black. Could he become a role? Could he play strong? He can play strength. He can play free. Can you put him at wide receiver? The kid he does everything for his school, man. He is absolutely amazing. Once again, Simeon Caldwell, 6'3", 195, the Bowl School in Jacksonville, Florida. Linebacker safety. Just one of those guys. Rocket 25 with another super chat. I was referring to playing man versus off man. Discuss. We did discuss it.
For Christian Gray, yeah, we talked.
Yeah, I just literally discussed it. I said on that play, it was bad planning. It's bad. There's nothing to discuss. He is a preferable man-to-man bump and run defensive back. He's not as good at off coverage.
And shout out
if you're going to have him in off coverage, you still have somebody behind. That it's still a bad plan. Forget Christian Gray, because Christian Gray played it terribly. I don't care if he's in bump and run or off man. He played it terribly. There's no way you allow him to take up that space before you turn and run.
Yeah,
he played it lazy. He played it terribly. With that being said, it was bad planning, bad play call. Everything was bad. I said it was a perfect storm for everything being bad. That's it. It's not just, and he played bad technique on the play. You have to turn and run much faster than he did. That's just that. Especially if you're going to have inside leverage to deter him from going inside.
Oh, you're talking about that the one play he gave up?
Yeah,
it's just listen.
Like nothing changed from what I said.
It's Jeremiah Smith. What are we talking about?
Nothing changes, bro.
Like, against anybody else, I wouldn't even be mad about it.
Thank you, Rocket 25.
What are we upset about our guy, Christian Gray, on a literal island with no safety help and no press? It's like we're supposed to hit home with the sack. That's the coaching point. Get home. Like, what are we talking? Get home, knock the quarterback down, pressure him where he doesn't get a clean throw with nothing to stop him behind him to the best receiver in the game. So Christian Gray, I think he's going to be a first round or a highly touted corner coming out. He definitely got all the film you need. I mean, after next year, he's got all the film you need to look at to see if he can play the next level. He can already do it. So I am really encouraged by that. We're even trying to have a high standard of playing by our secondary, because when I was in school, secondary was the bottom of the bottom. And that's funny only because the secondary was still good, because think about it. You had Troy Pride and Jalen Elliott, all these guys end up going to the league or getting a shot. But that was what was considered one of the low times in our secondary. So once again, we're being very critical of a place that has a high standard. And we always find out that when these guys leave, they go to these other schools and look like the superstar. So in saying that, I know that our standard and how we view through the glasses, the Notre Dame glasses we look at our team in, is definitely different and much more critical than those guys, those same guys that leave and go other places and have successful careers.
Yeah, I agree. We got another super chat from my guy, Pilney35. Thank you. Question for Lefty: as a known entity, how hard is it to live in Ohio and endure all the obnoxious Ohio State trash talk on Notre Dame? Are you getting trolled or not so much?
Oh, they're still chatting, but it's like technically it's old news. You're right. You get the 24-hour rule. You guys won, but now it's a new year. We're in the off season, and living in Ohio is great. I mean, yeah, I grew up an Ohio State fan for a long time. I mean, it's real. It's funny because everywhere is Ohio State fans, so it's not like it's a section. So you're dealing with a lot, but it's we have to do a better job of winning. That way, it's a lot easier on me without going back to Ohio. Because I mean, they could just talk about the lineage of quarterbacks and receivers and DNs, and they got all the fancy bells and whistles to a program that you would want to gloat about. Hell yeah, I'm gloating about Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, and Terrell Pryor and Chris Olave and all the guys they got. They have all the hot talking points. So, you know, we got to get something like that, or start beating them when it matters, and it'll change the narrative.
Yeah. It's interesting that you talk about that, Left, because I think eventually we're going to get to a space where that pretty much becomes the norm. But let's get to this last kid, and that's Jacoby Clapper. It's another kid. I really love his film, Left, but it's another kid. I'm giving you the top 5 dudes, but I'm also giving you dudes that Notre Dame made huge strides with this weekend. The linebacker from your state in Cincinnati, bro, St. Xavier. I think, is that the same school that Rocky Boyman went to, Left? I think Rocky Boyman is a big-time St. Xavier alum, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is. Outside linebacker, 6'2", 210 pounds. He came away from the visit talking about his conversations with the coaches. Loves Marcus Freeman. Was always high on Notre Dame. But I told you, man, when kids are making trips to Notre Dame and it's cold, because there were a lot of 26 kids that were like, "Nah, I didn't make it. I'm coming in the spring. Look, I'll be in the spring."
Yeah, they love Notre Dame. Yeah,
they're like, "No, I don't want any parts of that cold. Like, keep that snow. I'll see you guys in March when spring practices start." That's understandable. Right. So that's what I was trying to point out to people. Like, if there is a kid that's choosing to come during this weekend, they are more than likely very serious about Notre Dame. And he's just another kid that I feel like is going to be a huge get for Notre Dame as we bring his film up. I don't know why my computer is bugging it, Left.
I think it's whenever you run StreamYard, it like interferes or something.
Now, he is somebody that can come be a legit pass rusher and put on weight. Like I said, he's already legit 6'2", 6'3", 220 pounds. So
coming from good old Luke Kuechly's high school.
Luke Kuechly went there. Did Rocky Boyman go there too, Left?
Man, I do not know Rocky Boyman. Man, I can't even lie to you. I do not.
Rocky Boyman is a good night. That's a. I'm aging myself. A 90s running back. I mean, linebacker at Notre Dame. I believe he's a Saint. Yeah, he's definitely, because now I think he's into the political arena in the Cincinnati area as well. I know he does. He used to do sportscasting, radio.
Okay. Over Notre Dame or what?
Notre Dame linebacker. Yeah, he's a Notre Dame.
No, I'm saying, he was doing Notre Dame sportscast?
No. I think it was for CBS, if I'm not mistaken. CBS radio.
Good old CBS.
He can get out the he. I like guys. He gets off blocks, man. This kid, man, I'm telling you.
I like his size. He
looks like, yeah.
Half of it, you just gotta look like it, man. You just gotta look the part.
Very physical, good with his hands, bro. He can discard, he can discard blockers. Make
safety to be an end is an interesting thing. Yeah. He putting guys on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Covers ground, makes up ground. I think he has a future rushing the passer at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. That's my
opinion. I did Bryce. Just had him rush. He's also coming from a great program.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it, Left.
They win every year, that kind of thing. Great coaching staff. I mean, the whole nine. So it's really awesome to see. Hell, we just got Carson Hobbs from their rival school, Moeller. So you can trust kids out of that conference, because one is hard to even. It's hard to even be in that conference. So if you getting recruited out of there and you're a star, that means you definitely can translate to the next level. I'm not worried about it for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely transferable. Definitely transferable. And I think, once again, coming from that Catholic school, understands transitions.
Yeah, he'll fit in, and it won't be an adjustment period. He's just like, shit, I'm just going to a bigger school.
Now, here's my favorite, right? I didn't put him in the top 5, but here's my favorite. Had an extensive conversation with his coach, who brought him up on the trip as they traveled back. They drove up from Garner, North Carolina. Yes, they drove up from Garner, North Carolina, South Garner High School. Defensive end, 6'4", 210 pounds. Ebenezer Utade. And left.
His name is Ebenezer Utade.
Utade. EWETADE. Ebenezer Utade.
Okay.
Say it 5 times, though.
Oh man. I'm not gonna lie, the spelling of the last name got me messed up.
Tall, lanky man.
I mean, hell, they didn't even block.
Long man.
He fits in that Julian Aquara.
Wait a minute. Wait. Literally, I was talking to Brian Driscoll on Saturday night after I talked to the coach. And he said, yo, I watched this film, and all I kept saying was Julian Aquara.
Okay, there we go.
You and him are locked in step. You and him are literally locked in step from watching this film.
Me and Driscoll be 1 and 2 for this GM job. I'm trying to tell you. I should be going in there. They interview me like they do all these other quarterbacks. That's Julian Aquara. That's what I knew it when I be Driss. I'm right there with you, man.
Let me give you. I talked to his coach, Coach B, Coach Yarborough, Brian.
What is his handler or something?
He's his coach, man. He's his handler. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he didn't say did he drive up with any other kids?
He drove him to South Bend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He drove by himself, so he probably lived with him or something.
He doesn't live with him, man. Stop playing, man.
Oh my goodness. I'm just saying.
Good grief, dude. He said he's an awesome kid who works extremely hard and shows up day in and day out to put in.
Of course, because he lived with him. He seen all day.
Leaps and bounds. He's just scratching the surface of his ability. He doesn't live with. He lives with his mom, man. Stop.
Why you? Why you dressing like stuff? Why you dressing like that? I just asked because he drove up with who driving with their coach. Who driving that far with their coach? Come on, man.
Okay, ESPN. Thank you, Antoine Rideau. I do. He calls games for ESPN now. I knew he was doing TV. I think he started out with CBS. Now he's with ESPN. Rocky calls like a lot of MAC schools for ESPN. Yeah. But this kid here, man, if you get him and Simeon Caldwell,
I mean, yeah, you just get scrappy, like wiry guys. Like, I like it. He the type that run the whole field to chase you, and he ain't gonna give up on a play. You know, these are guys you need to build as role players on teams.
Mm-hmm.
In practice is low, and they like, why don't you do what he does? He just run into the ball every time. We don't have to tell him anything. You know, those kind of players. But you just love to see the use of hands. He's not just bull rushing people. He's using some elusiveness, and he'll grow on that as he gets older in college and everything. So if he's doing that now, that's a good sign that he's not just going to be a one-move guy. Now, there's nothing wrong with one-move guys if you can, you know, if Elijah Burgess, if Chris Burgess had a one move, I'll be okay with it. He's ready to play. But these ends, and you kind of skinny, I need you to be, you know, a little elusive, you know, a little get some wiggle in you. But if you ain't Chris Burgess, you know, you gotta add to your game.
Yeah, that cat Chris Burgess is.
Oh, that brother is ready. Oh my goodness. First of all, he's the biggest one. I know we had some. He was the biggest one out there.
So those we gave you six. Connor Salmon, Braden Robinson, Caden Finley. For the wide receivers, you had Ebenezer Utade. Defensive end, you had Simeon Caldwell, linebacker, safety, and Jacoby Clapper as well. Defensive end. Those are the names to watch out for as we go into the spring, because Notre Dame did an incredible job with those individuals coming out of this recruiting weekend, as well as some other people. There's a kid from Mount Carmel. They missed out on Braden Jones, a defensive lineman. He committed to USC from Mount Carmel here in Chicago. Kid Joey Quinn, his teammate. Joey Quinn is a local kid that you have to watch out for.
Does Miami still have that condo down in Chicago?
Yes, without question. Without question. Without question. Like, and they don't care at all. Evan Goodman, who is a big-time offensive lineman out of the state of Arkansas, he had a great weekend. He came in, talked about his time with Coach Rudolph, had a great time talking to him, received the offer from Notre Dame this weekend. It's another name that bears watching moving forward. Ja'Cory Smith, he was there. Jordan Deck wasn't able to make it. Most of the defensive back kids from the South chose not to come and said, yo, we'll be up.
They must have been talking to Quincy Avery, listen to his propaganda. Nobody in the South wants to go up to Notre Dame. Yeah.
All I'm saying, bro, is yeah. Dakota Dixon is another name to watch. He was up for a visit, loved his visit, Monte Vista High School, and 295, 6'5", 295. That's that. You like that, don't you, Lefty? 6'5", 295, 6'5", 295. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You like that?
Game one starter.
They're recruiting him as he's an offensive tackle and a defensive lineman. They're recruiting him for defensive line. So that shows you.
I like what we did with Emil Wagner. So love what we did with Emil Wagner.
Those are the names to watch, man. You already know we spin it different. I think we got through everything. We got through all the super chats and the GTBs. Let me make sure I don't miss anything as I leave out.
Man, stop playing with that man, Mike Mickens, man. Give him his job. How did Pete Carroll go this long without a job? I'm still without a job at Notre Dame. Come on, where's the GM? I don't even see the opening. It ain't on LinkedIn. It ain't. I try to, going through the chat.
I don't think they put it on LinkedIn, bro.
Yeah. Indeed, ZipRecruiter.
None of that, bro. I highly doubt this on any of those platforms. Just a guess.
Yeah, just a guess, because the search bar maybe wasn't working at the time or something.
So hopefully we'll have some news. We're going to come back. Some other kids, we'll talk about them as the week goes on. And you guys pray for Austin McBride so we can get this Players Club, Players Only podcast going for you guys.
That brother needs some Vicks, a humidifier, some Tylenol, some cough drops, and keep his water with him. He's going to be all right.
Yep. Fantastic. So, Left, man, good show, boy. 2 hours. You already have Left Super Bowl prediction. He's made it clear.
Oh, yeah. They put too many crazy graphics up. I'm like, damn, they got all of that. And they got DeAndre Hopkins. So, Jalen.
Tyler Merrill. Tyler Merrill is another name to watch. I'm sorry, offensive lineman. Tyler Merrill is another name to watch coming out of this weekend. I think they did an incredible job with him as well. Al Golden spoke about Notre Dame as he met the media today in Cincinnati.
People of Aqua.
I don't want to hear anything from that cat, man, right now. I'm a little upset with Al, man.
Why you upset?
I'm going to keep it a buck, bro.
Man, you know he was going to the league. Come on.
I'm going to keep it a buck. I said I'm keeping it honest with you, Left.
What do you do wrong?
What's with you, Left?
What do you do wrong?
What you mean?
What do you do wrong?
He left. What do you mean? What did he do wrong?
The pattern of Al Golden is get to the highest you can get and move on.
He just leave. He just leave. It's the way that last game.
I mean, but it got big. Now listen. Now he can counter and say, "Now I've been holding my end of the bargain all year."
Yeah, we need you most. You gave us a Josh Allen
performance. First half. Hold on, now y'all come with 7 points in the first half.
He can't say that. He can't counter with that.
Come on now.
But he gave us a very Josh Allen performance.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and guess what? What happens after they leave? They disappear. He disappears.
This is what Al Golden had to say about Notre Dame and his time there when he spoke to the Cincinnati media today.
Just to thank, Coach Freeman, all the student athletes up there that had the honor of coaching, and obviously both Pete Bavacqua and Jack Swarbrick for the opportunity to be there and be a part of that great run. And it's very seldom that you have a chance to do first at Notre Dame, but to host the first playoff game, to win the Orange Bowl, win the Sugar Bowl, win 13 in a row, that was great. So I knew, we made the decision last Wednesday to come. I had an opportunity to sit down and talk to all the players. That doesn't always happen that way, but Coach Freeman encouraged it, man. I tried to reach every player I could. Those that I didn't see personally, I communicated to. I thought that was important. I got in the car at 5 a.m. on Thursday, and when I made that right off I-74 and saw the stadium, I knew I was home. And so it's emotional, and I was telling Zach this morning, we went to work on July 16th, and we just finished on January 21st. So he keeps telling me to take a break, but I'm so energized by this opportunity. They had their house in order.
Hey.
They just wanted to learn ball. Really smart team, really high FBI, football intelligence. That kind of background allowed us to push them and coach them in a way that was very much similar to what we experienced here or in Detroit when I was there. So, and I think that's really important because the biggest thing for us is just, it's not so much we're going to do X, Y, and Z. It's the belief system that everybody involved believes the same thing, that the secondary believes the same thing as the linebackers. The linebackers believe the same thing as the D-line. And when you get that unit strength, and you're bound by certain fundamentals or techniques or concepts, great things can happen. And obviously that's what we want to do here.
Amen. Shout out
Man,
to
you can
Al.
tell that brother is happy he's there.
That man said he made the decision Wednesday, bro.
Wednesday. He was like, shit, I was out of here. What are you talking about? Like, I didn't. Man, that's a lead guy for you. Look, face never changed. He was just, I'm going to the league, man. I'll see y'all later. It was great. Thank you.
Good look. That's a good look. That's the way you leave if you're going to leave. You don't do it as a recruiting coordinator or the GM the day before.
Yeah,
before the day that recruits arrive on campus.
You walking out with your box of stuff.
Right.
You walking out with your box of stuff to my see y'all later.
Guys.
As I got you here. I done goaded you here. I sent all them emails to get you here. And now I'm walking out as you're getting here. That's terrible.
Coffee.
But you know, you heard it. You said, man, I've been here. I've been wanting this.
You got a favorite, you got a fellow fan now, Left.
I don't know how we wasn't your AFC team to begin with. First of all, you got Joe Beasley.
The Bengals are his new AFC team.
Who's the old one?
Welcome to Coffees for Closers. Welcome to misery. Because as long as 15 is in the AFC,
we not Chicago. We not Chicago.
Yeah, you're right.
Because y'all about to pick up Ashton Genty. That's your pickup. That's what y'all going for. Oh, okay.
You think I have faith in the Bears? I don't care who the coach is.
Y'all ain't worse than Dallas because there's no way in the world they hired whoever that's not even the famous Schottenheimer. That's the one that's like hiring Peyton Manning's third brother or the cousin or something, the one that didn't play football.
Now I can't with you today.
For real, like who is that guy? How'd you steal their last name? Who is this? Whatever.
Lucky Lefty podcast. But Left SD2 mics. You guys have a great Monday. Woo! No football for 2 weeks, ladies and gents. I don't know what we're gonna do. Well, we do have like the Shrine game practices and the Senior Bowl, so maybe we can get our football highs off of that. But you can tap into us. We got you locked.
Talk about them stinking Bulls.
Lucky
no, talk about them boys.
We'll see you guys.